What's going on, guys? It's Sub-Zero. Welcome back to another video, and today we're back on some Need for Speed 2015 and we're about to buy one of these, the Ferrari F40. Now this is a car that I haven't tried at all in this game. I have no idea how it drives. I have no idea what we can actually do to it, but I wanted to sort of buy this thing just specifically because I wanted to see how it would drive as a grip car. So this is what we're going to do now. So we're going to end up building this first of all. I'm not really sure exactly what you can do to it, but we're going to build it first of all, and then we're going to take it out, drive it, see what it's like, and hopefully it's a really good time with that car because this is supposed to be very, very light, and it's supposed to have a decent amount of horsepower. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to it visually. So instantly, a lot of locked marks here, so you can't really do anything, or locked parts. I mean, not marks. That doesn't make sense. Bunch of locked parts here. What can we do to this? So we can. Ooh, the F40LM. I actually like the F40LM. It looks really good. You know what this looks like? Exactly the Turismo from GTA San Andreas. That is what this looks like. It's the exact same. And I know the Turismo from San Andreas is literally just a Ferrari F40, but now it just looks even more like a Ferrari F, or it looks a lot more like the Ferrari F40 looks a lot more like the Turismo. So yeah, there we go. This is our thing. So we can change the license plate, I guess. There is no license plate there, but cool. Not a lot of stuff you can do to this thing visually, as you can see. Sound system, don't really care for that. Yep, there's not really anything else that we can do here. It's just literally change the wheels, and I'm not really sure if I should change the wheels because we can't change the wheels either. Okay, so this is a car that we can't actually build at all, except for adding it, or pretty much just changing it to the LM version of the car. So stance, we can change that, so we're gonna lower it so it looks even more like a race car. Track it to the front. Gonna bring that out just a little bit, and then same with the rear. Camber, very slight camber in the front and rear. I'm not really into the adding a huge amount of camber, especially on something like this, but this looks pretty badass, to be honest, as the LM car. I like this. Hopefully this is actually very, very good for being a grip car. So that is pretty much all we can do to it visually. Not entirely sure why they added this car into the game, since it's pretty much just a street racing game. You wouldn't see a lot of Ferrari F40s going around street racing. But what sort of decals do we have on this thing? We have the Roman, we have the digital blue. Don't really want to add anything to this. It just looks good the way it is. I don't even know if I want to change anything else on it, but that is pretty much what we have there. So it has 471 brake horsepower. We're going to max this thing out. Like, I am going to full on max this thing out and see what it's like as a grip car, because I really, really do hope that this is really good as a grip car. Oh my god. 756 horsepower, 771. 782, 795, 839. I don't think we're going to be able to get this thing to 1,000 horsepower, but I don't really care, because this thing does not weigh much at all. Well, it's supposed to not weigh much. 906, and finally 924 brake horsepower. Wow, that is pretty insane. Now let's go ahead and pretty much buy everything else here. Pretty much just bring everything up to elite. And then, like I said, we're gonna go take it out. Pretty much the grippiest tires that we can get. I'm pretty much just maxing this thing out. Like, I'm turning this into a full-on grip car. Hopefully, it's actually good in this game, because there's a lot of cars in this game that aren't really that good as grip cars. But if you tune them for drifting just a little bit, you will end up like, I'm gonna bring this all the way up. Actually, no, I'm not, because I know for a fact that if I bring it... Okay, let me think about this. Because the last time I brought a car all the way up, it was pretty garbage. It would understeer quite a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is I might just leave it somewhere in the middle here. I'll bring it like one step towards grip, because I know for a fact that if I bring this all the way up, the only thing I will bring up to closer to open is a diff, because that actually is pretty good. NOS, I'll bring this all the way to power instead of duration. And that is pretty much our car. We can't really do a lot to it, you guys have seen. But this is the Ferrari F40LM. Like I said, we can't really build this car up to anything, because you can't really do much to it, except for changing it to an LM car. And I honestly quite like the way it looks, obviously, because I love the Ferrari F40. But we cannot do too much to it. So let's go ahead, take it out, and do a time attack with it, and see if it's any good. Like, I have no idea what this is going to be like. Hopefully it's good. Because I like this car, I sort of have high hopes for it, so that's something. Alright, come on, game. Okay. I haven't driven a lot of supercars in this game. But the ones that I have, they're quite average. They're not, like, better. They're not that much better. That's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty fucking good right now. Acceleration is quite good as well. I feel like it could be a little bit faster. And I know I'm not using NOS, but like I'm just saying. Also, I'm gonna go to this perspective because this... I feel like I'm a better driver driving like this. Yeah, this is pretty grippy. Oh, you can actually get this thing to slide a little bit, can you now? Okay, police. There. Alright, so I finally found this this time trial that I was looking for a long time. This is a hard one, obviously, as you guys can see. And I think I've done this one before, and I've absolutely smashed it. So this is 6 minutes long. I do remember this one. This is like one of the final ones that you get to do, I think, for Magnus Walker. If I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go ahead and absolutely just smash this time. And within this these 6 minutes, I can actually talk to you guys a little bit about what the car is like. So it's good, like it's very, very responsive. There's a lot of cars in this game that if you tune for gripping, or for grip racing, for gripping, that doesn't make sense. If we tune them for grip racing, they're actually like very, very like they just don't respond well. And this one is actually not that bad at all. The acceleration is very good on it though. That's one thing that I absolutely love about this car. You can get it to slide just a little bit as well. I still think the R34, Eddie's Skyline, I think is the best like grip car in this game. It's so good to drive, man. Like the first time I've done it, the first time I've driven that car, it's just, oh my god. It was absolutely fantastic to drive. So yeah, this isn't that bad. It's still no Skyline, which is pretty much the car that I'm sort of comparing this to now. Eddie's Skyline. Ooh. Just realized I'd have to get off. I feel like these grippy tires aren't that grippy. I feel like if I give it like shitty tires and like bring the slider down towards drift a little bit more, I can actually end up just drifting this car around corners and it'll probably be a little bit faster. I can still kind of drift it if I use the e-brake to just get the back out a little bit. I can still sort of drift this thing around corners. It's not a bad car overall, like I've said. It's it takes corners just fine. If you're going too fast, obviously you're gonna end up like understeering a little bit. So you're gonna have to like control your speed. If you want to slide around a corner, if you want to drive a little bit sideways with this thing, you can do just by tapping the e-brake whenever you're initiating. It just feels like it's a little bit easy to drive. There's like no, like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say about this car. It's like it feels really plain to drive and boring, right? That's a car. Did not notice that. Acceleration wise, it's quite good. Again, still other cars that are better than it. There you go. There's that little bit of drifting there with the F40. The turning circle doesn't seem to be that great, so you're gonna have to slow down quite a lot for some of these corners, like some of the tighter corners. Or you can just go in fast and just rip the e-brake, and then you can just sort of take the corner nice and fast anyway, which is what you should be doing anyway. Now I'm pretty sure that the last time I've done this event, I ended up finishing it in around like 5 minutes and I don't know, like 50 seconds or something like that, maybe even earlier than that. So whatever car that I used last, I think even a Civic, the Kanjo Civic that I ended up building, I think even that I've used on this event, and I pretty much smashed it, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure now, but I'm taking this sideways. It's not supposed to do this, but I'm doing it. I'm sliding this thing around like there's no tomorrow. It's a decent car. It's definitely not one of the best ones. There's definitely better cars out there for grip racing, but it's a good one. It's a little bit overpriced if you ask me. You can definitely get better cars that are cheaper if you're in that sort of thing. If you just want to like get a good car out and drive, I mean, this is good. It just sort of sucks that you don't have a lot of modifications like available for it. Then again, it is a Ferrari F40. Not a lot of tuning companies actually got their hands on a Ferrari F40 to sort of modify it. So I do understand why this is just in the game with the F40LM kit. But I just don't see the point of this car being in the game. I don't. It's a street racing game. You don't see a Ferrari F40 street racing. That's a very, very rare sight. There we go. That's what I like. That's how you're supposed to take a corner. There you go. You have to go sideways in it. None of this bullshit pussy slowing down 4 corners. You just sort of tap the e-brake and go in it. And there you go. 5 minutes and 52 seconds to finish this as well. It's a really good car, okay? I'm gonna say this now. It's a really, really good car. There are cars that are better than it, and it just feels like it's a little bit too overpriced for it being at this sort of, like, class. If it would have been a lot better, like if I was able to get like 5 minutes, like, dead with this car, then, I don't know, maybe. But maybe my driving could be better as well, but still. That is it for the Ferrari F40LM. I did not know that you couldn't do a lot of stuff to this thing, but it is a decent car to drive, and I still wanted to check it out. I want to see what it was like. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later.